Yo guys, what is going on? It is Mr. DGM here, back again for you guys another FIFA 19 video. So today I am going to be ranking the best 3 players in each position on FIFA 19 Ultimate Team. So I'm going to be ranking the best cheap player, which costs under 20k. I'm going to be doing the best mid-range player, so that's between 20k to 200k. And then I'm going to be doing the best high-end player, which is basically unlimited coins. So as always guys, if you do enjoy the video or find it helpful in any way, if you could show some support by dropping a like on it, I would really appreciate that. And if you are new to the channel, you like FIFA 19 content, why not subscribe to the channel? So we are going to jump straight into this. So we're going to start off with the goalkeeping position. So as you can see here, we've got 3 goalkeepers. So in my opinion, the best cheap goalkeeper to go with at this stage on FIFA is going to be this 82 Champions League Areola. Now there are a few good goalkeepers that I have got in mind that are similar in terms of ability, but I do think this guy offers you something a little bit extra if you are looking for a cheap goalkeeper. Now the main reason I've picked this guy as the best is mainly because of his height. 6'5". I think it's very important that you have a tall goalkeeper on this game, and this guy is definitely that. And I think he just plays well in game, to be honest. And there was a few other options, the likes of Ralph Farman. I think he's a good goalkeeper. Perrin from Juventus as well, I'm a big fan of. But I think if you are looking for a cheap goalkeeper, I would look no further than this man, because he does play very well. So moving on to the mid-range goalkeeper now, and I've gone with the 88 rated Handanovic. Now, I'm a big fan of this guy. I've used him quite a lot now on FIFA 19, and whenever I've used him, he always does a solid job. He's got very good reflexes, very good positioning, and I think he's got just pretty good, well-rounded stats. His one weakness really is his kicking, but I've not really found it too big of an issue when I have used him, and he doesn't cost too much on the market. So I think Handanovic is definitely a solid option for you guys to go with between the sticks. And then in the high-end position, I've gone with the 91 rated David De Gea. Now, I think there is 2 goalkeepers that can take the best spot in my opinion, and it is between De Gea or Thibaut Courtois. But I think De Gea does offer you something a bit extra, which is his kicking. I think Courtois' kicking is pretty terrible in game, and that's the only reason I have put De Gea slightly ahead of Courtois. But I do think it is quite close between those 2 players. But yeah, I think if you go with De Gea or Courtois, they both do a great job for you between the sticks. But for me, David De Gea does take the #1 spot. Okay, so we are moving on to the best right backs now. So we are going to start off with the best cheap right back, which is going to be this man, the 81 rated Cancelo. Now I do believe there are quite a few good right backs on this game that you could argue are better than this guy. But I think in terms of his price, he does offer you a hell of a lot. He's got very good pace, good dribbling, solid defending, and I think this guy offers you a pretty good performance going forwards and a pretty good job defensively as well. And I don't think you could say that for all the fullbacks on this game. I think some are good going forwards, not great defensively. Some are good defensively, not great going forwards. But I think this guy has the right balance of attacking ability and defensive ability. So that's why I've put him as the best cheap right back on this game. So moving on to the mid-range right back now, and I've gone with the 84 rated Kyle Walker. Now, I think you could make a great case for saying this guy is actually the best right back on this game, full stop. And I really don't think there is many flaws to Walker's game. I think you could argue going forwards this guy's not great, but for me the main job that I want my right back to do is be solid defensively, and this guy definitely is that. So I would probably say if you are looking for a right back, I would actually recommend going with Kyle Walker. However, if you do want a more high-end right back, I would actually suggest this guy, Thomas Meunier. Now, you might be looking at him thinking his pace is a little bit lacking, but I don't think it is that big of an issue. 80 pace is good enough in my opinion at this stage of FIFA, and he is very tall, being 6'3". And just look at his stats. He's got 80 shooting, 81 passing, 78 dribbling. This guy's great going forwards, definitely a better attacking fullback than Kyle Walker, and defensively is very solid as well. So if you're looking for a high-end right back, I would probably suggest going with this man, Thomas Meunier. Okay, so we are moving on to the left backs now. So the best cheap left back on the game, in my opinion, is going to be the 84 rated Alex Telles. Great going forwards, I'd say he's a very good attacking fullback, and defensively, I think he does do a good job. Now, you could argue the only issue with this guy is linkability, of course, playing in the Portuguese league, but considering that he is from Brazil, it's not too difficult to get him into good squad builders and hybrids. So yeah, Alex Telles is definitely a great cheap fullback to go with. So moving on to the mid-range left back now, and it is going to be this man, Jordi Alba. Now, I've used this guy a couple of times already on FIFA 19, and he kind of does what he says on the tin, really. You can look at his stats and kind of tell how he's going to play in game. He's got absolutely electric pace, which is, of course, very useful. Going forwards, I think this guy is great, having 83 dribbling. And I would say his only weakness is defensively, of course, being 5'7", he's not very tall, so he's not going to win many headers for you, and he is not the strongest physically. His pace can bail him out of a lot of situations, but there are going to be times where his physicality and his height are going to let him down. So that's why he's not the best left back on the game, in my opinion, but definitely a good option to go with. So in my opinion, the best left back at this moment in time is going to be the Inform 87 rated Alexandro. Now, I think this guy has got the balance completely right. Going forwards, this guy is very good, having 82 dribbling, 79 passing isn't too bad either. And defensively, there's no doubt about it, he is very solid. 84 defending, 84 physicality, good pace as well. So yeah, if you're looking for a solid left back, this guy is definitely that. Okay, so we are moving on to the best central defenders now, and we are going to start with the best cheap central defenders, and I have gone with this man, Kimpembe. Now, if you guys will have seen some of my squad builder videos, I'm sure this will come as no surprise really. I've used this guy so many times, and I have to say he's one of my favourite central defenders to use. He's got all the right components to make an overpowered centre-back. Good pace, good defending, good physicality is all you need, and he does play so overpowered in game. So if you are looking for a cheap centre-back, look no further than this man, because I can guarantee you he will do a solid job for you at the back. I do want to give a special mention to Davinson Sanchez as well. I think he is also a very good, cheap, overpowered centre-back. So we are moving on to the mid-range pricing, and I've gone with the 88 rated Inform Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, this guy is an absolute monster in game. 89 defending, 88 physicality, 73 pace. In terms of pure defending, this guy is one of the best centre-backs I've used, full stop. So strong physically, great positionally, good pace. Such a great centre-back to go with. I would say a few of his weaknesses, he's not great on the ball, and his linkability isn't the greatest, but I think those two problems are only minor issues, and this guy is a great centre-back to have in your side. So in terms of high-end centre-backs, I would say you have to get the 92 Sergio Ramos if you can afford him, because he's the best centre-back on the game in my opinion. Not really including icons when I say that. I've not used some of the prime icons, so that's why I've not really put any icons in this list, because I'm not really an expert in that. But I have used Sergio Ramos, and he is a great centre-back to go with. Very good pace, great defensively, good physicality, and yeah, he's just a great centre-back to go with. I don't really feel like I need to explain how good Sergio Ramos is. I'm sure you guys know all about him. So we are going to move on now to the best CDMs now, and we are going to start off with the best cheap CDM, and I've gone with this man, the 82 rated Allen. Now, in my opinion, this guy is an absolute specialist at cutting the passing lanes and just winning the ball back for you. He's got great energy in game. Now, yes, he does lack a little bit of height, but I think if you partner him with a tall CDM, that will cancel out any weakness to this man's game. And yeah, he can be so effective at cutting the pass lanes and just winning the ball back for you. So a very good, cheap option to go with. So in the mid-range CDM category, I've gone with the 85 rated Fabinho. Now, I come up against this guy a hell of a lot in game, and I do think that says something about a certain player. If you're playing against him a lot, it shows that a lot of people trust this guy and play very well with him. And whenever I have used Fabinho, he's always done a good job for me. So yeah, I think Fabinho is a great option to go with. Good defending, good physicality. He's okay going forwards as well. I wouldn't say he's anything that great, but I think he's good enough. So we're moving on to the high-end CDM, and I have gone with the 89 rated N'Golo Kante. Now for me, this man is an absolute specialist and the best player on the game at cutting the passing lanes and winning the ball back. He's got such great energy in game, very good stamina, so he's just non-stop throughout the whole match, just being an absolute nuisance and a menace to the opposition. Great at winning the ball back, and I think it is a similar case to Alan. If you partner him with a tall central midfielder or a tall CDM, that does combat his only weakness, which of course is his height. So yeah, if you are looking for a very useful CDM who is going to break up the play for you, look no further than this man, N'Golo Kante. Okay, so we are moving on to the best central midfielders on this game. So these are players that can defend but can also offer you something going forwards in terms of offering you goals and assists. So the best central midfielder that is under 20k in my opinion is Paulinho. Now I think this guy is very reasonably priced on this game, considering he's an 85 central midfielder and is very cheap and affordable. Really can compete in every single department really. Good physicality, can defend and can offer you goals and assists from time to time. And I think Paulinho is a solid 8 out of 10 every single match. And I love having Paulinho in my team. I think he's such a reliable player. So yeah, if you are looking for a cheap central midfielder that you want goals, assists and a good defensive performance from, I would say get Paulinho in your team. I think the only weakness to this man's game is his linkability, and I don't think it is too difficult considering he is from Brazil, so you can get him into some good hybrids really. So moving on to the mid-range central midfielder, I've gone with Roger Nainggolan. Now, I think this guy is a great box-to-box midfielder on this game. Really good defending, good physicality as well. So defensively, I think you've got no worries. And going forwards, I think he does offer you something. He can offer you goals and assists. So yeah, Nainggolan, he's always been a very good box-to-box midfielder. And for this FIFA, it is no different really. So moving on to the best high-end central midfielder. And I've actually gone with Kevin De Bruyne. Now, I think De Bruyne's best position actually is as a central midfielder, because not only does he have incredible long shots and passing, I think he can defend good enough for what you need anyway, because he's very strong physically. He's got pretty good pace to track back. 61 defending, or I think it's 60 defending for his regular card, is not too bad. It's definitely good enough for playing him in a central midfield position. And yeah, De Bruyne is very overpowered on this game. In particular, this man's long shots are incredible. So if you are looking for a central midfielder really that can offer you goals and assists, De Bruyne is definitely the best in my opinion. So that's who I would recommend. Okay, so we are moving on to the best cams on the game now. So the best cheap cam, in my opinion, is Nabil Fekir. Now, I think looking at his stats, it tells you everything you need to know, really. This guy is so complete for an 85 rated player. Sensational dribbling in game, very good pace, good shooting, good passing. He's even strong physically. Such a complete cam on this game, and I have to say he plays so well in game as well, and definitely a great cheap option to put into your side, there's no doubt about it. So we're moving on to the mid-range cam position, and I've actually got two players. We are going to start off with the 89 rated Paulo Dybala. Now, I love Dybala on this game. I think he's such a great cam to go with. His dribbling is absolutely sensational in game, and I think that is a very important stat really for a cam. I think you've got to be a very good dribbler to play that position, and this man's long shots are just ridiculous. Scoring finesse shots with this guy is so easy to do. He's also got pretty good pace for a cam, having 85 pace, good passing as well. And yeah, I think Dybala is just a great option to go with. Not really seeing too many people using this guy, which is kind of a surprise to me, because I think this guy is just so good in game. I love having Dybala in my team, and I would recommend using him. So we are also going to give this guy a special shout out, the informed Talisca. If you guys would have watched some of my previous videos, you probably would have seen this guy in at least one of my teams, because I just love this guy. I think he's so overpowered. It's just his long shots really that are the main thing. Incredibly overpowered in game. And yeah, if you've not tried this informed Talisca, definitely give him a go. It doesn't really matter what budget your team is on. This guy will stand out in any squad, in my opinion. So we're moving on to the high-end cam, and it's got to be Lionel Messi. There's no doubt about it. This guy is so special on this game. I think he plays really well on FIFA 19 compared to some of the previous FIFAs really. I think FIFA 19 really is the year of Lionel Messi, because getting him converted to the centre of the pitch is where he is at his best in my opinion. And I'm sure you guys know what Messi's about, to be honest, but if you don't know what he's about, dribbling is probably his biggest asset. Incredibly good dribbler, never really seems to give the ball away. Also, this man's finesse shots from outside the box are just stupidly good, really. So yeah, Lionel Messi, if you can afford to get him into your team, I would say is the best cam to go with on this game. Okay, so we are moving on to the best left midfielders or the best left wingers on this game, and we're going to start with the best cheap player first of all, and it is going to be the 83 rated Quincy Promes. Now, I think this guy is very overpowered in game. Good pace, good shooting, good dribbling, 5-star skills of course, and I think this guy just plays very well in game. I would also give an honourable mention to the 83 Martial, but as you can see here, I have got the 85 Martial, so that's why I put the 83 Quincy Promes as the best cheap left midfielder. So in the mid-range category, we have got the in-form 85 rated Anthony Martial. Now, this guy is so overpowered and very good value for money in my opinion, because he's such a complete player. He's got the pace, the dribbling, the shooting, the physicality. He really does have everything to his game. Martial's always been an overpowered player on FIFA, and this year it is no different, there's no doubt about it. So if you are looking for a high-end left winger, really, there's nowhere else I would suggest looking than Neymar. This man is so special on this game. I really do believe he's not too far off the likes of Ronaldo and Messi in terms of how he plays in game on FIFA anyways. And yeah, this man is so special. His dribbling, his pace, his shooting, his creativity, his flair with his 5-star skills. He's so enjoyable to use in game, and yeah, I'm sure Neymar will definitely be a great option to put into your side. Okay, so we are moving on to the right-hand side of the wingers. So we're going to start with the best cheap winger, and for me it has to be Ousmane Dembele. I play so well with this guy. I don't know if everyone else does or whether it is just me, but I love having this guy in my team. I think he's got very good pace. His dribbling is sensational in game as well, I have to say. 5-star weak foot, of course, is very useful, and it does make his finishing a lot better. Has lost his 5-star skills, but I still think this man is a great cheap option to get in your team, and he has got great link ability, so it's very easy to get him into good squad builders. So moving on to the mid-range category, and I've actually got Mohamed Salah. Now, this guy is slightly over 200k, but I thought I'd still put him in this mid-range category. He's a very good winger to use. In particular, his goal scoring ability is very good. Great finisher in game. In particular, his finesse shots are just absolutely incredible. So yeah, get him on that left foot of his, and he'll score you a lot of goals, I'm sure of that. So we're moving on to the high-end right wingers, and it has to be Kylian Mbappe. This player is so special on this game. His pace is just ridiculous for a start. Very good dribbling, clinical in front of goal, 5-star skill moves, and he is pretty strong physically as well. So I think this guy's a useful player to have in your team. Very versatile as well. I would probably recommend using him as a striker if you could do so, because he's very effective in that position as well. But in terms of right wingers, I would say, yeah, definitely look no further than Kylian Mbappe. Okay, so last but not least, we have got the striker position. So we're going to start with the best cheap striker, and I've gone with Lacazette. Now, I'm sure you've probably played against Lacazette. He's probably scored quite a few goals against you, or you might have even used him and scored quite a few goals for him yourself. And yeah, he's just an overpowered forward. I don't know what it is about him. He just seems to score goals whenever I use him. Whenever I play against him, he seems to score goals. He's just a goal machine, really. And yeah, I'm sure Lacazette will be a good option for you if you are on a bit of a budget and you need a cheap forward to get. Go with Lacazette. I think he'll do a good job. So moving on to the mid-range priced category for strikers, and I've gone with Romelu Lukaku. Now, this one I'm sure is going to be controversial because it does depend on your play style. If you do like a big, strong, powerful striker, I think Lukaku will definitely suit your play style. If you don't really like a big man up top, you might not be a fan of Lukaku, but for me, I do like having a tall, strong forward, and Lukaku is definitely that, and he is a great goal scorer on this game, very clinical in front of goal. So moving on to the high-end striker, and I don't think there is any doubt about it, it has to be Cristiano Ronaldo. This man is always the best player on FIFA, and this year it's no different. Of course, being converted to a striker for FIFA 19 has just made him even more overpowered on the game. And yeah, I don't really feel I need to tell you why Ronaldo's good, because I'm sure you already know that this guy is a great player to have in your squad. So if you can afford to get him, definitely get Ronaldo in your team. So guys, those are the best 3 players in each position in my opinion. So what I'd actually like you guys to do is put in the comments below some players that you really like in game and would recommend using to other people. So yeah, if you could put those in the comments below, I think that would be great. But yeah guys, that is just going to be about it from me for today. So I will catch you in the next video.